Hey everyone, my name is Faye, and this is my Draw My Life story. I guess it's more of like a condensed story because if I were to tell you my whole life story, this would be hours long. So my name is Faye. Well, actually, my birth name is Phaedra. It comes from a Greek mythology story. Basically, Phaedra was married to Theseus, but she fell in love with her stepson Hippolytus. And this is not her natural born son. It was Theseus's son from another woman. And Hippolytus did not return the feelings. There are so many different versions of what ends up happening, but long story short, in one version, she commits suicide. I'm not sure why her name was chosen for me, but there you have it. Phaedra, not Greek mythology Phaedra, I was born October 5th, 1993 in Orlando, Florida. Now, I was born in Orlando, but I grew up mostly in Clearwater, Florida, Tampa, Florida. I'm not a huge fan of talking about my childhood and how I grew up. I have a lot of painful memories from my childhood. I've grown up with a lot of gaslighting too, that it feels like my experience was invalid and didn't happen, but it was valid, it is valid, and it did happen. So I am going to try my best to tell this story as comfortably as I can. I remember being a really happy child, like a really happy toddler. I loved singing and I loved dancing, but privately, I was way too shy to do that in front of people, painfully shy. My parents divorced when I was a newborn, and honestly, that never bothered me. I actually looked at the whole situation positively. I thought that maybe my parents could find love again and our family could become bigger. My dad meant so much to me growing up. He lived in Virginia while I lived in Florida, and he would send me these cassette tapes that I would love to listen to over and over again to hear his voice. And I remember we would talk for hours on the phone, and we made so many puns about states. For example, what's the friendliest state? Ohio. And what state writes the most? Pennsylvania. Okay, obviously this is not stand-up comic material, but I thoroughly enjoyed these jokes with my dad. My dad remarried. His wife already had a daughter from a previous relationship who was older than me. And eventually my dad and his wife had a son of their own. I was so excited. I finally was going to be a sister. I'm not exactly sure what caused us to drift apart, but we drifted apart. I remember when I was 10, I hadn't seen my dad in 2 years, and it broke my heart. Eventually, my mom had a brilliant idea of sending me to Virginia for the summer. I was so excited. I was so excited to explore Virginia and just to get to know my siblings more and more. But there was a lot of tension in that house, and I remember feeling so unloved. The languages of love that my mom communicated to me were so different from how my dad communicated to me. He didn't hug. He didn't really comfort me when I cried. I felt like he didn't care about me anymore, and it was really confusing for me. For the first time in my life, I doubted who I was. Like, what's wrong with me? I got to know my little brother well during that time, and I grew to love him so, so much, and I still do. Same with my sister. Even with the empty feeling I was getting from my dad, I felt full around them. Eventually, my last day in Virginia came. My mom's boyfriend came to pick me up. My dad told me he would visit me more and that he loved me. But I just remember not believing that. I remember driving away from his house and seeing him wave away through the back window and feeling in the pit of my heart that this would be the last time I'd ever see him again. it felt so true and certain to me. I covered my face with a blanket and I cried silently. I didn't want to worry my mom's boyfriend. It was hard. I wanted my dad to want me, to be physically present in my life, to be there for when I was growing up, for my ballet performances, my birthdays, my projects, all that stuff. I'm 24 now, and that statement is still true. I still haven't seen my dad since I was 10. I want to say now that I have processed that part of loss in my childhood, and that doesn't mean that I still don't get sad about it, because I do. But what I'm about to describe, I don't feel these feelings anymore. Sometimes life deals you some shitty cards, and I currently surround myself with the most amazing people, and those people are my family. Back to the story. The next few years, I fell into a deep depression, but I didn't really know what to call it at the time. What's wrong with me? What is so wrong with me that my dad doesn't want to see me? Am I too ugly? Am I not good enough? I don't want to talk in depth about this next part because it's something that I am still processing. But I was also physically and emotionally abused throughout my preteen and teenage years. Honestly, with all of that going on, I felt so alone. Life made no sense. I was a good person. All I wanted was love. Unconditional love. I wanted to feel safe in my own home. I wasn't getting that anywhere. What was the purpose of life? At this time, I was religious. I'm agnostic now, but I would pray every day that my life would be taken away from me. Every single day for so many years, I just really didn't want to feel that pain anymore. Enter middle school. I was awkward, as I'm sure most people were, and I started breaking out a ton, and people bullied me for being pale and for having acne. I was called pepperoni face repeatedly and told that nobody would ever love me. Honestly, kids can be so vicious. I wish I stood up for myself, but honestly, I believed what I was hearing. In 6th grade, I made my first real friend, Sarah. Sarah was a beam of light, so positive, so full of love. I, on the other hand, was a Debbie Downer, full of darkness, I guess, but we became best friends against all odds, and we're still best friends to this day. Sarah became a part of my family. Thanks to her and her support, my suicidal thoughts quieted down and my depression really subsided. I still struggled throughout my teenage life, but it was really nice to have a friend by my side. Music became a huge part of my life too. I started writing songs when I was 12, and it became an outlet for me and my depression and a way to process really complex feelings. It was amazing. For the first time, I finally felt relief from really dark feelings. I've written over 200 songs now, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, music has been and is and will be something so important to me for the rest of my life. This story is getting kind of long, so I'm going to keep these next parts concise. I went to college in Gainesville at the University of Florida, and I met the love of my life, Mike. On our first date, he was so calm and genuine, and I loved that. I'd never met anyone like him in my life. After our first date, I knew that he was special and that this was going to be special. We've been together now for 4.5 years, and of course, we've had our ups and downs like any relationship. But Mike, at the end of the day, is my family. He makes me feel like I'm at home every single time I'm with him. I never had a good example of love growing up. I was super critical that real love even existed. But I can tell you now, earnestly, it does. Dexter, our puppy, entered our life May 5th, 2015. He's shown us so much love. He's so silly and sassy. Honestly, he's like my child, and I know Mike would say the same thing, without a doubt. On November 5th, 2017, Mike proposed to me in Miami Beach, and this was one of the best days of my life. I don't care about the glitz and glam of weddings. I honestly only care about our marriage and our journey through life, growing old together and just growing together and maturing emotionally together, getting a home with a backyard for Dexter to roam in, and, maybe one day down the line, owning a dog rescue and helping the world become better bit by bit. I can tell you guys that I'm in a really good place now. I'm extremely happy now, and I'm excited for the future. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. XO, Faye.